probably get it, but we'll probably get it on this flight too because we're doing like a 10 p.m. flight out. Like it's we're not gonna. It's gonna be like 1 a.m, like my body time, or maybe even 2 a.m. when we land.
Yeah.
What day you flying out? Hey everybody! Happy Monday, by the way. We're getting ready to get started. So you're flying out on the what day?
The July 1st. So it's that Friday.
Run out on
So it's like a waste of a night stay, but like I just want to work. Like I want to save a PTO day, so we'll work that day. Yeah. We'll fly out. We'll sleep in a little bit. I'm hoping like I'll just adjust to the time change right then. Yeah. You know, like because I'm gonna be like on a weird time already.
Agreed. No, trust me, I know. I was just there. I was up for 22 hours. Well, probably 22 and a half by the time I actually went to sleep.
Yeah. I believe it. Like that happens every time we go out there. Like I'll never forget our first time. Like Emily was up at like 3:30 in the morning.
Oh
like, dude, nothing is open.
Well, then the second, so I slept okay the first night in Disneyland, and then the second night, like I woke up at 4:30, and I was like, I cannot go back to sleep. This sucks. Like because I did not get that much sleep that night either, and I'm like, I need to get sleep because I had to be at Disneyland at 7. So it's like,
man, I get up. I wake up. So my alarm's set for 5:18 every morning, right? But I'm always awake before my alarm goes off. My alarm never goes off. I'm always awake by like 5:06, 5:07. Like my body is like a machine. So when I get out there, I'm in big trouble.
Yeah, I'm curious, like, because I want to do like, there's a breakfast reservation. Like we gotta do storytellers, Mike. But I don't know what time your girls are gonna be up, like and ready to go.
Just whatever, I'll get them up. It's fine.
Okay,
they'll be fine.
Because you gotta have storytellers do the chili Chilaquiles and then do backdoor in the California Adventure. Yeah,
I can never remember the name of those. Whenever I want to tell Pam about them,
I always say it wrong, but
they're like little Mexican things, I think, or something.
Things.
They're gonna be good,
dude. They're the best. Chilaquiles is the best breakfast you ever have.
Nice.
Hey George,
do you not get chilaquiles when you're out there, Ricky? Oh my! You have to. So you eat the lobster nachos from the.
I did eat the lobster nachos,
which that is the best too.
They were good.
But right above those lobster nachos are the chilaquiles. Next time you're out there.
I had the lobster nachos though. I had a lot of firsts. I had the lobster nachos. I had Mickey beignets for the first time ever.
Oh my god! You never had those either?
No. And I'm so mad I didn't do it. But we were so tired as we were walking out. I have never had a Matterhorn macaroon, and I was like, oh, mobile order. Oh, it's too late. Forget it. We just walked out. It was like it was like 11:30 the last night, and I was like, I'm in the park closed at midnight, and I'm like, I am too tired to go get these Matterhorn macaroons. I'm good. I'm good.
That's funny.
All right, let's do this. Let's see here. Stop. Riley just came in.
I saw her.
Yep, now she's laying down because she just went on her third walk of the day.
Ah, good for her.
All right. Let's see. What number are we?
I don't want to walk out, man, because he wants to like investigate every single yard, and I just can't.
So I take her around the lake, right? The first lap is just a pain in the butt because she sniffs every tree, every.
I just can't, man. Like I don't like stop.
She's like, I've already sniffed it.
That's why I should just go back and down the same block.
Yeah, seriously, that's why we just go around the same circle. It was like, okay, I've sniffed that post 6 times. I'm done. It's such a pain in the butt. The first lap takes forever. I'm like, seriously, Riley, you just sniffed that thing 3 hours ago. It's the same dog.
Yeah, Daisy does the same thing.
On it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Welcome to episode 2091 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope the show finds you well and you're having a great week already. We are here, as always, to answer your listener questions. So thanks for the questions. And if you have a question, well, if you have one right now, it's probably not going to get on today's show unless you are tuned in live, which you can always do on Mondays, right around 5:45 Eastern. We record live on Facebook and YouTube, so join us generally around that time if you want to hang out with us where the cool kids are. But if not, you can always send in your question to Mike at BeOurGuestPodcast.com. We'll get that in the queue and answer that right away. So joining me today, Pam is not here. She is out on an adventure, which she will share with us here very soon, and you're going to be very jealous. I am. But we have the other parts of the dream team joining us today, back from a coast-to-coast adventure herself. We have Ricky from the mouseforless.com, who was just at Disneyland and then at Walt Disney World too. What's up, Ricky? You tired?
I'm very tired. I will tell you, my body is just like, what did you just do to me? But I really want to say, I feel like I deserve a coast to coast medal for what I just did. You know how they used to do the Run Disney Coast to Coast? Yeah, I did the whole race. I just didn't get a medal for it.
Wait, what race did you run? Did you run 26, 13?
Yeah. If you look at my Apple Watch, 13 every single day. So I definitely hit my miles for at least the half marathon challenge for sure.
So on Friday, we'll talk about some of your adventures out. Scott and I are going to Disneyland here. Like we're down to talk. We're over talking about how many days until we go at this point. We're like talking about hours and minutes. We are so ready to rock out there. And especially after, you were posting all the information. We saw Max, we saw Ben, we saw Jeanette. I mean, everybody, Nancy, everybody was killing it on social media and killing me to the point I had to stop looking for a while. I was so just overwhelmed. But Friday, this is real quick though. Mm-hmm. One thing that this trip was awesome about Disneyland, because I just can't wait till Friday. I mean, I can't wait 48 hours. Lay it on me.
I will honestly say, and this is going to be a big surprise, Genie Plus.
I've heard it's better at Disneyland.
It's better. It's much better at Disneyland. Yes. I appreciate the way it works better at Disneyland. I think that it is a lot more simple to use. It's a lot easier to get reservations. And I may or may not have even purchased an individual lightning lane, which I thought I would never ever do, but we did it. So I've run the gambit at Disneyland with Genie Plus, and I really like it. I like that it has Fast Pass. I like that it has Photo Pass included with it too.
Right.
So it has a lot of good perks that the Walt Disney World version just simply does not. So I am a big fan. If you go out to Disneyland, you definitely want to consider getting Genie Plus at least for your trip out there, because it was really good. So
Scott and I, we have it every day of our trip.
Good. Perfect. You've already listened to my first tip. Ding. Yeah, exactly. So
I get Park Hopper with Genie Plus.
Good. You got the Park Hopper too? Good job. Good job. Perfect.
I'm going to Disney.
You are going to Disneyland. Yeah. So we did the individual lightning lane for Radiator Springs actually. And it worked out really nicely. So that was a huge thing. Yeah, I appreciate it.
If there was like a Churros Plus, I would sign up for that too. But there's
my gosh! Remind me to tell you about But no, you're gonna want me to tell you. I have a hot tip for the corn dogs. So
God, I love corn dogs. But
you're gonna want to hang on.
I am going to gain 50 pounds in a week out there. All I'm thinking about is the food. I mean, I am the rides, but
remind me on Friday, I have a hot tip about the corn dogs.
And it's perfect because it'll be Memorial Day weekend. We'll be kicking off summer with corn dogs. I mean, how thematic can we get? We are experts. We are pros here.
It's like we had a plan. I did not have a plan.
Yes. Time. Okay, joining us also from one of the warmest places in the country, I'm sure, for Memorial Day weekend, which kicks off here in 48 hours, we have Scotty G. What's up, Scott?
Hey, Mike. Hey, Ricky. I loved following along your trip, Ricky. That was really great. The coast to coast is insane. I've actually done the coast to coast Run Disney race before. I have the medal to prove it.
Yeah.
But Mike, Ricky, did you know that I'm often coast to coast just standing still, and that's called the Mackinac Bridge. I got the Lake Michigan to my left, Lake Huron to my right. That's my Michigan coast to coast.
That's your coast to coast. Very often. I like it.
I do enjoy watching your travels because, like, random weekends, you'll just, you go all over the state of Michigan. So that's kind of how I learned the geography of your whole state. You'll head up to the Upper Peninsula. You'll, head out to, I guess you got just the plains of Michigan. Just kind of the middle of the state.
You got lakes all over. You got, Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, Lake Superior if you go way up north. Who knows? Maybe I'll be in the Upper Peninsula this weekend. We shall see what happens.
All right. Well, let me know because we got to let everybody know about the live show Sunday night. So we'll figure that out here soon. All right. Shout out to Charlie in the live chat who's joining us right now from Oxford, England. We love that. And also to George, who I believe is still down at Walt Disney World. And I don't know if he's at base.
George, I know. I saw He said he just missed me at Garden Grill. I'm sorry. I saw he was at Garden Grill, and I'm pretty sure you were there exactly the same time I was. I think you were on the other side. I did not know you were there, and I'm so sorry that I missed you.
Now, this is a compliment to George, and I've told him this before on the podcast, but you can spot George from a mile away because that hair is just spectacular.
If I would have seen him, I would have totally said hi. But you must have been on the opposite side of me. So I was because we were definitely there at the same time because I saw your pictures and they came in right at the same time mine did. So.
And here's the other thing about George. If you see George out on the course, and I saw George on the marathon course right as we were leaving Animal Kingdom backstage behind Everest at a water stop. Dude, I mean, he doesn't ever look tore up like during a race. I look like I'm 1 foot in the grave, like a mile into a marathon. And he's just like, just looks like he could just, go to church or something, right then.
And not to make this the whole George episode, but congratulations to him. I think he announced the big, I know he proposed a while back ago. I think he said today, it's a year ago from now is when the big wedding is. Nice. I don't know if he teased this. Is it at the Grand Floridian? Because I saw them doing a tour this week. So I don't know. Maybe you can throw it in the chat, but that'd be epic.
We'll have to figure that out. Yeah. If not, you just put a lot of heat on him. I'm just
right?
You better book that Disney wedding now.
You just cost him a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We have our first question of the day. Let's go to the inbox first here. Jill's got a question. She's in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Hey, Mike and BOGP crew. I was initially planning a girls' adult long weekend for my 45th birthday in April. What started out as a group of 3 is now up to 7, including my daughter, who is 5 and decided I can't go to Disney without her, and my mother, aka my babysitter, so I can still possibly squeeze in a bar crawl with the other girls. I'm looking to stay in a Skyliner area and want to be cost effective to meet everybody's needs. The level of Disney experience of the group ranges from a first timer to an avid Disney fan, with an average age range of 5 to late 60s. Which resort option would you pick? She's got 3. 1, 3 rooms at Pop, and if so, which area? 2, 3 Little Mermaid rooms at Art of Animation, or 3, 2 family suites at Art of Animation. Bonus question, recommendations for a girls' night out to celebrate, not a restaurant or a meal. Thanks for all your help and great info. You guys definitely helped to fill the void between trips. Jill out in PA. All right, I'm going to throw it to Ricky first. Out of the 3 choices, Pop, Little Mermaid, or family suites at Art, which one for a girls' trip? Now, remember, they got a 5-year-old and the babysitter's coming, which is always grandma. And you know what? That's awesome. That's 3 generations right there.
That is. So I'm going to say either Pop Century or the family suites. Just the family suites would make it a little bit, easier to all be together. It depends on if you want to all be together or if you need a little separation. That's basically why I said what I said. If you all want to be together and hang out together and all that and have that closeness, then I would say the family suites. But if you want a little more separation, maybe you need just, to get away from, your whatever for a little bit, then I would say just go to the 3 separate rooms at Pop Century. Because as much as I love you, Mike, and I don't want to room with you, so I would want that separation.
and I'm with you. I like everybody having a little bit of extra privacy. The 3 rooms of Pop is what I would pick, and I prefer Pop over Art just aesthetically. Yeah. And I think even with somebody in the 60s is really going to enjoy Pop. I'm in my 40s. I love the vibe of Pop. I think there's a lot going on there. The music really brings you back, especially if you're doing like a 45th birthday, when you hear like the Bee Gees come on, or because it's kind of like you're reliving that era back in time. And I think the Pop fits the theme better than Art of Animation for this point in time. It's kind of a celebration. So Scott, what do you think?
It's unanimous. I can't add much more than what the 2 of you have already said. Except I'll say the Little Mermaid room is my least favorite room on all Disney property. Yeah. Not to be down on anyone that stays there, it's a good room to have. It's just my personal least favorite room. So when I heard those options, I was automatically going to the 3 rooms at Pop. And I'll also say the 70s would be the building I would ask for. I love the 70s and the 60s. Those are my 2 favorite, but you can't go wrong. You're at Pop Century or at Walt Disney World. It's going to be an amazing time.
That's what I was going to say, because 45th birthday, so she would have been born in the 70s. So you got to go for the 70s, right? I mean, I like to try to make that connection, that kind of theme. In the 70s, I mean, I like the 70s anyway. The big 8-track, and it's got a good location. 60s is awesome. I mean, those are your preferred rooms. There's actually some preferred rooms that are 70s and actually some that are in the 50s. Yeah. The closer rooms there in those kind of corners of those buildings. But yeah, I'd go 70s if I had to.
70s all the way. I mean, even the 90s are okay. I've been in there 1 year ago around now. I was down there for Memorial Day weekend. We were in the 90s. I didn't even know that building existed. But guess what? We had an awesome time.
We did. Well, do you remember that one time I stayed in the 90s, man? Like the food court was a rumor. Like,
yeah, right.
Because you picked me up, like, yeah, I think there's a food court here.
I got lost.
Okay, the bonus question, Ricky. Recommendations for a girls' night out celebration that's not a restaurant or a meal. Like, what do you do?
Okay, all right. So, and when did they say when they're going?
She did not say. I don't think.
Okay,
no, she didn't.
All right. So I have a few ideas.
This just came in recently, like within the last couple of days.
Okay, you could do a fireworks like dessert party type thing. I think that would be, fun. You could do it, on the water, which would be really good. You could get the whole family involved in that. So that's a good option. If you're looking for something that, kind of can be a little more geared a little more toward the adults in a way. I was thinking about like the Wild Africa truck. Brian's actually been talking about doing that with me because we haven't done it yet. And so that was something that I thought that could be fun. And the other thing, and this is actually the thing that I am thinking about doing for my birthday this year, is the H2O glow nights or whatever, H2O after hours, whatever they're being called this year. So I'm really, really thinking that I'm going to do that this year. And that's just a fun thing to kind of go party and have a good time. So those are kind of my suggestions right now.
I love the idea of the H2O glow nights. I think that'll be fun. Tim in the live chat he's got a great suggestion for something that you would do. Like if you weren't at Disney, maybe in your town, if you like in St. Louis, we have a place. Well, we used to, I don't know if it's even there anymore. Laclede's Landing, which is where they had all these clubs.
Yep.
Before everybody used to get shot down there. So I don't know if they're still in business, but back then they did have a place called the Big Bang or something where it was dueling pianos.
Yes.
And Walt Disney World has that called Jelly Rolls. And I've been to Jelly Rolls many times. And it's, it's like, it's adult fun. I mean, it's clean. It's kind of like if you're like, it's the equivalent of being on Disney Cruise Line in the adult club at 10:30. It's not anything raunchy. It's not anything dirty. It's just fun. So everybody's singing together, karaoke, and everybody's drinking, everybody's having a good time. That's a great suggestion. But I do like the glow nights over at Typhoon Lagoon. So Scott, any other suggestions you can throw out?
I mean, I know she said not about a meal. I don't know if like cocktails or something that this group is interested in. I know there's a 5-year-old. I don't know if the 5-year-old is part of this, but I was thinking you're staying at Pop Century, Skyliner crawl, get a little cocktail somewhere, then hit the Skyliner, get off at the Riviera, get off at Caribbean Beach, maybe go over down to the boardwalk, just have fun riding the Skyliner. That would be something I think would be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, let's get to the next question. And Chad's got one. He says, got an email today that Disney Visa meet and greets are back at Epcot. I got the same email. I'm pretty sure I saw that this morning. 10% discounts at certain Walt Disney World restaurants as well. Good list, including Boma, Grand Floridian Cafe, Hollywood Brown Derby, and more. What is the advantage of the upgraded Disney Visa you've mentioned? I think I have the basic one. So I have the upgraded one. Ricky, you have the upgraded. Scott, I'm sure you have the upgraded one, right?
Yeah, I do. I use my Delta Amex for everything usually. I still have my Disney one just for like booking, and it's fun to have a Disney gift card or a credit card. But yeah, I do Delta. Okay,
so I mean, I don't really pay that close of attention to credit cards. I mean, I use my Disney Visa for everything, kind of like you use yours for Delta. I think you just look at like which card obviously gives you the best rewards because you're going to eat. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like I have a Southwest card and like I could put everything on Southwest and my flights would be free, or I could put it on my Disney card and I could put it towards annual passes in hotels. It's just kind of where you're going to put your reward stuff. But I will tell you, like I looked at my upgraded. I think my upgraded card has a $99. I want to say it's like a $99 a year premium. Maybe it's $149.
I don't think it's that much. I think
it's at least.
I think it's 100. I've seen it advertised before. I think it's 100.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's between 100 and 150. It's probably 100. And the other card's free, right? And so we've talked about this many times. You pay off your balance every month. It's like free bonus points because that's what I do. I do not pay
because with the one that you pay for, you get. On a lot of things, you get double bonus points. That's the difference, is that I get a little more money, free money. I use that in quotes because I have the one that I pay for. So I pay $100 and then I double my rewards points.
Right.
So,
And that's what I was going to say. Like I looked at the math of it, and by using my Disney Visa for everything, and I use it for every time I eat out. I use it for every time I get gas. I use it for groceries. I mean, some people go as far as to put the utilities on there. Now I will pay some like things with my Disney Visa and then just pay that off at the end of the month. But I mean, I come out way ahead over that $100 with my rewards. I mean, for example, we're going to Disneyland, and I paid for all of our tickets with my rewards points.
I've paid for an annual pass before with my rewards points.
You know, and I actually have enough left over. I can renew my annual pass.
Yeah.
So when that comes due, you know, so I mean, that's a significant amount of points. Mm-hmm. It's because, and you get accelerated points with the upgraded card. I think instead of like getting 1%, you get like 3% on Disney purchase. I don't quote me on this, but you get some kind of accelerated, like at restaurants, instead of 1%, you get 2%.
Yeah, I think it's 2.
You start accumulating points a lot more rapidly. And if you're going to go to Disney, it's something worthwhile. And if you're not, you know,
right.
Yeah, I would just suggest just use it for everything like you two do. That's what I do with my Amex. And then just be really disciplined and try to pay that off every month.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't need to talk about financial advice on the podcast. Right. Just be smart with like, you know, budget correctly so that you don't pay any interest on that. But
because then you're losing money instead of gaining money.
And that's what everybody, I mean, that obviously credit cards are there to make money, and that's what they do. I mean, that's why they're in business. Most people are going to pay interest, and they're going to pay a lot of interest, and that's what balances like people like us out that are getting the free, you know, points. They're coming out ahead. They don't lose. All right, my good buddy Faison, who's been on the podcast. We did a great show. He's up in Seattle. We did a show about a month and a half ago, and it was really fun. He says, "Hey, Mike, with all the talk these days about the upcoming podcast cruise, I've got a few questions about that topic for someone who's never cruised. Number one, what length of stay would be good for a first timer?" Okay, so let's just talk cruising in general. I always say for a first time cruiser, 4 to 5 nights is a good taste. I think a 3-night cruise. Yeah. Well, you know, I think it's, you know, Disney Cruise Line offers these 3-night Bahamian cruises. They're great for kind of getting your feet wet with what the cruise experience is all about. But the problem is, if you like it, and most chances you'll really, really like it. Like, it feels like you just got on the ship. You just found out where everything is, and bam, you're back. You also don't get a day at sea, which is my favorite day of the cruise. It's the most laid back day. You get a lot of activities on the ship. You get like the Palo brunch if you want to do that. There's a lot of things you won't get with a 3-night cruise. 4 to 5 days get you that comfortable thing, and it gets you a more affordable cruise. And then, you know, after that, if you really like it, go for a 7 day. So Scott, would you agree with that? You've done many.
You just told like my story with cruising basically. So our first cruise was a 3-nighter in January. And while we loved it, you know, it was awesome. We got the taste of cruise, got to do the dining and all that. But like your first day, like half the day is just like getting checked in. Like that's like the most hectic day of the cruise, right? Like you're getting your stateroom, you know, you're super excited. You can't check into your room maybe quite right away. So you're walking around. Then the next thing you know, you're doing the sailaway party, then it's muster, and then your dinner, and then boom, the day's over. So then you really just have like a 2-day cruise at that point. That's why I really recommend a 4 or 5 for the first night. And but if you can only do a 3, then do it because it's still great.
Right.
You know?
And to be honest, like, you know, talking about the podcast cruise, we picked a 4-night on the Wish because I mean the Wish is only doing 3 and 4-night cruises at this point. And here's why we picked what we picked. We picked the summer, and I know rates are higher over the summer, but we wanted families to be able to go. And I will say, we talked about this, Scott and I talked about this on the Sunday Night Live call-in show. We have more cabins booked for this cruise than we've had on any of the other podcast cruises. I mean, the response to this podcast cruise has been overwhelming. And we have a lot of families that are coming with us with kids. Awesome. It's going to be awesome. The kids are going to get to hang out together. We're going to do activities together. It's going to be really cool. But we picked it so the families could come, and we picked that 4th of July kind of window because I know that even though it's over the summer, a lot of families have kids that, like mine, Mallory's a cheerleader in high school. A lot of kids play football. You know, they're in the band. They have a lot of activities that even though school's not in session over the summer, there's practices and there's required things. But typically that 4th of July kind of little week there is kind of the dead week for everybody. Like everybody's off. A lot of people are off work. You don't have to take PTO. We tried to make it as accessible as we could for everybody, but also get on the new ship. Do a 4-night cruise instead of a 7-nighter to make it as affordable as possible. And we thought the rates were reasonable for the brand new ship to get everybody together. So it's kind of all the factors that went into why we picked the exact sailing that we did. And we're excited because the response has been really, really good on this. So Can't wait to sail with you again. If you want to sail with us, just go to themagicforless.com, put in that quote form. We'll get that quote out to you right away. I promise I'll do that. Okay, real quick. He's got 3 more questions. How well do they accommodate allergies on the boat? They are amazing with allergies. So I'll tell you how this works real quick. And then Ricky, I'll give you the next question. If you have allergies and you're working with a travel agent, just let the agent know exactly what your allergies or any of like special dietary needs are. And what I will do is I will call that into the cast member at Disney Cruise Line when I make your reservation. And the forms that they have at Disney Cruise Line are incredibly intricate. Like they will look, I mean, there's things I couldn't even believe were on a form. And they're like, oh yeah, we have a checkbox for that. We have a checkbox for that. And they will do this pre-cruise. They'll do this, like right now we're 14 months before our cruise. They'll put that there. But then, I remind them at final payment, which is about 3 months out. But then I always tell my guests, please remind your head server and your dining room team, your head waiter and your assistant server, just remind them of any important allergies the night of your first dining experience, just to be safe. I don't want anybody getting sick. You're on a cruise ship. You're not on land, so you can't just hop, if something happens. Just be safe. They're going to be good about that. The chef's probably going to come out and speak to you about that. But just say, hey, look, if like you're allergic to shellfish, let them know so that they're like well aware of that, even though it's been documented 5 times. They're very careful of that, but just, caution because you're on a cruise ship. I'm just paranoid about that stuff. So, all right, real quick. Here's a good question for you, Ricky. I like this one. Is sleeping on a boat different than sleeping on land? Yes.
Yeah.
You never said
it is a good question. And it can be. So it really depends kind of how susceptible you kind of get to motion sickness, and where you are in the ship. If you are in I feel like if you're in the back of the ship, I feel like I felt a little more motion, than I have, say, in the middle of the ship. I've never really been in the front of the ship, so I can't really say about that. I personally don't get motion sickness or seasickness. However, my family does. So my mom and I were actually just talking this weekend, and she was talking about how she was going to have to get I think she's going to do the patch. But it's sometimes you can feel the rocking of the ship just slightly. And it kind of rocks you to sleep, and it feels amazing. For those of us who do not get, seasick, for those who don't, I mean, yeah, that might be a little not as fun, as it is for me. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a nice gentle rocking for that you feel. And it's not, the Disney ships are so big that you don't really notice it that much. But occasionally you can. So, I've noticed it more like when we are hightailing it somewhere. So when we're, trying to get that from that first day to, whatever island that we're going to or whatever, that's usually like when I've noticed it. But yeah, if you're ever worried, just make sure you have like, a seasickness patch or, wristband, or take some Dramamine with you so that way you have it just in case. But yeah, I don't get seasick. So for me, it's just a nice, nice gentle rocking.
Yeah. I sleep like a baby on the cruise ships because it just gently rocks me to sleep. And also, my best I've ever slept was in an inside stateroom.
Yep, because it's
as dark as it can be. I mean, there's not a wink of light in those things, and you're just, I mean,
the problem
all day. I mean, you could sleep till 2 a.m.
You could, and that is the problem. The problem is attempting to try to wake up in the morning because your body is not getting any light. And, normally when you wake up, you see the light streaming in or whatever. And like, there is no light to be had in those rooms. So you really have to like force yourself to get up and like turn on a light or do something so that your mind can switch on. Because otherwise you're going to be like, oh, still so sleepy.
Yeah. And Kathy's also mentioned in the live chat. She says, there's nothing like those DCL beds and pillows, because we have like a 20-year-old bed at our house. Like, it's old, and we're getting a new bedroom set at some point soon. I mean, it is way more comfortable on those Disney Cruise Line beds, and then with the rocking, I'm just like, I mean, it puts me like in a coma. And you're eating all that good food. I'm just like, dude, it is so hard to get out of it. You sleep like a baby. Scott, it's the same for you. It's I
mean, so you two hit so many great points there. I was just going to throw in, and then Kathy just said it right here, is the linens on that bed are just like, and we know the company, like we've looked it up. I think we actually have our sheets are from the same company that Disney Cruise Line uses. I think like my wife Elizabeth is really good at like researching that stuff. And once you're on one of those ships, like you can't sleep differently, you know. No. But yeah, it is the best sleep you'll ever have, especially like after a tequila tasting or a mixology class. Like you want to talk about an awesome nap,
right?
Yeah, I prefer the back of the ship personally. I think it rocks you a little bit more. Yeah, Jennifer mentioned in the chat too. It does get really noisy though, so like when you're going to dock, like you just feel the vibration and the shakes sometimes when you're back there. But I like that personally. It's kind of like an alarm clock almost.
Yeah, they throw down the anchor. You're like, okay, we're here. Yeah,
but it's a great sleep.
Yeah, I'm always in the back of the ship too. You will feel the ones. So we probably won't feel it on the podcast cruise though, just to be honest, because we will be sailing to the Bahamas, and you don't cover that much territory. If you look at the map, Castaway Key and Nassau are very close to Port Canaveral. You don't go very far. Now, if you're going on the Eastern or Western Caribbean, you're going to cross the Gulf Stream more, and they're going to haul a little bit more in the first and last nights. And you'll feel more. The only place I really have ever felt it was like an animator's pallet the first night for dinner.
Oh, yeah.
That's in the back of the ship, and you're eating dinner, and you're kind of not acclimated yet. So, but I mean, I'm totally fine. And last question says, do you need to prep your body before leaving land to prevent getting seasick? And I would say no, but if you're worried about it, bring a patch or bring some Dramamine. You know, the first night I might take like a non-drowsy Dramamine and just preventive. But I think you're fine. I mean, like SmackDown Outdoors here in our live chat says, you know, he has motion sickness, he or she, and doesn't have any issues on the ship. So I'm kind of the same thing. I can't do Flight of Passage. Cosmic Rewind, one more ride would have made me sick, but I can cruise all day. So good stuff.
Yeah, I don't prep my body. I just prep my mental toughness and just listen to Yacht Rock radio for like months beforehand. So that I'm really in the mood. That's how I.
Oh, hey, we have a question from Charlie in Oxford, England, who is in the live chat with us right now in the inbox from just a couple days ago. Says, hey, Mike, love the podcast. I listen every week all the way from Oxford in England. I have a listener question that I'd love some help with. I've been to Disney a few times, and I've been tasked with planning a trip in February for a family, which includes 6 adults, a 10-year-old, an almost 4-year-old, and an almost 2-year-old. Many of these are going to be first timers. My question is that I want to plan something really special for them as a special surprise while we're there. And I wondered if you could think of anything that would be super magical for a large group that includes 3 kids. Disney is magical anyway, of course, but I want my family to fall in love with Disney as much as me so that they want to return. Many thanks for any ideas that you might have. Best wishes, Charlie. Well, Charlie, thanks so much, and let's see what we can do. All right, so what do you think, Ricky? So something that's going to include the kids are 10, 4, and almost 4 and almost 2.
I have a great suggestion. Hoop-de-doo review. I think that would be so much fun for the entire family to do.
And you could see, if you're from England, you'd be like, those crazy Americans.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great little stage show. You get food, all you can enjoy. And then it's all you can drink as well. Like beer and wine and stuff like that. But it's a great little experience. And that's going to be my suggestion.
That's a good one. Scott, anything you have?
That one's tough to beat. Really well done there, Ricky.
Thank you. Sometimes I come up with things. There we go. Bravo to me. Yeah.
So, I was leaning towards, on a similar note, though, was to food. Food always makes me happy. I think great memories come from food. You get the whole group together. You converse. You're in the moment. And I think character meals would be really fun for the 3 kids. The 2, the 4, and the 10-year-old. I think like a Topolino's breakfast or something could be a really fun or some type of character meal. That's kind of where I was leaning towards, Mike.
And Charlie's in the live chat says, so good. I want to go to Hoop-de-doo. Great idea. So there you
go. Yes, I came up with it. Good job, me.
Instant feedbacks. Pleasing our listeners since 2008.
There you go. Exactly.
That makes me happy. All the way across the ocean. We're helping listeners today. It warms my heart. That's good. All right, Michael's got a question here in the live chat. Hey, Mike, Ricky, Pam, and Scott, long time, several times, he says. We are headed down to Disney World at the end of June and over the 4th of July. We want to take advantage of the extra hours for the deluxe resorts. A few questions. Number 1, are most rides open in both parks? I heard on your podcast that not all of them are open, like Jungle Cruise. So most rides are open, but not all. I mean, it's kind of like after hours, right, Scott? I mean,
yeah, and he might have heard that from me because the one time we did at Magic Kingdom, we couldn't get on Jungle Cruise. Yep. So I don't know if it was just down that night, but we could not get on there. But yeah, it's like It's like most nights though. I mean, you're going to see like if you're talking Magic Kingdom specifically, like all the headliner attractions are going to be open. I mean, Jungle Cruise is a headliner, I guess, but like the big coasters are going to be open. All the dark rides are going to be open. So it's going to be a really fun experience and definitely worth your time to check that out if you're staying at a deluxe.
All right. Number 2, how do they handle the virtual queue rides or the lightning lane pay rides during extra hours? Will those be available as first come, first serve? Ricky, so we know Guardians is going to have an extra drop at 6:00 on the nights. Epcot has these extra hours for deluxe guests where you can sign up for a virtual queue for that, which is kind of interesting. It's the first time they've ever done that. But how about these other things like that he's asking about?
Honestly, since I don't get up early or haven't stayed, I'm not entirely sure what the virtual queue process will be for that. Because I'm not actually not entirely sure. That's actually a really good question.
So for the Guardians, for the Guardians, and that's the only virtual queue I can think of that's even an option right now. So for that one, it'll be a 6 p.m. drop. So you'll just have to make sure that you're on your device. I don't think you have to be in the park necessarily to do it.
Do you? I think you do.
Maybe you do. It's so fresh and so new that we don't even have the answer there.
The only question I have is in the morning, the early extra magic hour, or early morning hours. I'm assuming that they would have virtual queue, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not sure on that. We'll have to do some research on that one because that's these are all because I haven't done the extra magic hours for deluxe guests, so we'll check into that.
But for virtual queue, I mean, that's the only one that is a virtual mic is Guardian. So like Ratatouille, all those other ones, you can definitely get on during the Ratatouille used to not be open when they initially kicked this off, but that is now included attraction when you do it at Epcot.
And they wouldn't have like individual lightning lanes during these extra magic.
Exactly, they don't.
Extra magic hours, these deluxe.
But like Genie Plus is like showed off at that point. The Genie Plus is only for like regular park hours, so it's just old school. You get into the standby line and you just have an awesome time because those are a lot of fun.
Yeah. Right. That was his third question. Does Genie Plus and Lightning Lane still apply for extra hours? No, it's just you just get in line, ride the rides, which is awesome.
It's just fun.
With no crowds, that's awesome. So in number 4, are most of the snacks and shops open as well? Now, see, that's the thing you're going to run into. Now, this is what you used to run into with extra magic hours in the evening. A lot of places to eat do not tend to be open. So you want to make sure that you don't go into these things like super starving. So you might not get your favorite snack. That is one of the downfalls. Scott, have you run into that? Because I have.
Yeah. So we hopped on the app. The last time we did it at Magic Kingdom, we hopped on the app because we hadn't had dinner yet. We were doing the firework dessert party and they did not have egg rolls like I was hoping they would. So we're like, oh man, we got to figure out what to eat. So like Cosmic Rays was open to like 10. But the only place that was really open during the extra magic was Casey's. So you got to I would plan ahead of time, like make sure to eat something before that really starts, or just, pack your patience knowing that if only one restaurant is open, you're probably going to spend most of your night waiting in line potentially instead of doing the attractions, which is the headliner for doing the after hours. So eat ahead of time. There might be a couple carts open. The shops, like the Emporium was open during it, but some of those small shops, like the Winnie the Pooh shop, when you get off the attraction, that was open because you had to cut through that way, but a lot of the other shops were closed.
Tim says, when we were in Epcot for the extra hours, we tried to go from Frozen to France by way of China, and they'd actually closed like half of the circle. So you had to walk the other way via Canada. So they are going to have the attractions open, but they're not going to have the whole park open. So it's going to be a different experience overall, it looks like. Ricky, here's a good one for you. Please remind me, is there a limit on park reservations if you're an annual pass holder and staying on site? So I know it's 5 if you're not on site because I had to do that. And
it is 5 if you're not on site, but I believe it's the same number of days that you have.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Park passes or that you're staying on site.
Reservation,
your reservation for you.
And it's not for nights. So say you're doing like a 7-night stay, the day you check out, you can still book one of those as well. So you can kind of get 8 days out of it.
Right.
All right, let's get to the last question of the day. It's from Stephanie, who's in Rome, Georgia.
I know that place.
Yeah, I know. It's down by you. I heard all roads lead to Rome, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Right? No.
Okay. Well, in Georgia, you can roam if you want to.
Hey,
yeah, nice. That's good. I gotta give you a little ding on that one. Okay. Hey, BOGP crew, I love the show. Your tips have helped me so much on our last few trips. My question is regarding an upcoming split stay. If it wasn't for split stays, we wouldn't have a podcast. Now that I think because that's about every third question. My mom, my 3 kids, they're 11, 6, and 4, and I'll be visiting in June. Our flight arrives at 8:45 p.m. on Saturday, and we'll have one night at the boardwalk. The next day, we'll be moving over to Old Key West for the remainder of our 7-day trip. We won't have a park day until Monday. Any ideas on how to spend our homeless day on Sunday? Should we hang out at the boardwalk or just go over to Old Key West and hang out there until the room is ready? What makes most sense? If we swim at boardwalk, is there somewhere we can change into dry clothes for walking around and enjoying the boardwalk? And perhaps more importantly, where should we eat that day? We have a late dinner, 8 p.m. reservation at Olivia's. Okay, boom, you're doing it right.
Nicely done.
Since we at Olivia's, once we're moved over to Old Key West, any suggestions good for kids that we shouldn't miss for breakfast and or lunch if we're still at the boardwalk? We're open to all suggestions. Thanks for your help, Stephanie. Okay, first of all, let me just tell you this so I don't forget. My best snack of my trip at the beginning of May, the entire stay, was a crumb cake I got at the Boardwalk Bakery. This thing was enormous. I mean, it was like a quarter of a cake, and it was, I mean, I am not exaggerating, probably 5 inches tall. $3.99.
Nice.
Like, prices are going up, and I know inflation's out of control. This was an inflation buster, and it tasted, I had to throw the thing away because I was getting ready to go to the airport. It was so big. It was probably 7,000 calories. It was so big. Like I felt like I was eating a whole Inneman's like cake. It was so stinking good. So while you're at the boardwalk, I don't care if you swim, get into dry clothes, go have fun, get the crumb cake or else I'm finding you. It was so good. And send me one too.
There you go.
Say my address. Okay. So back to the task at hand. Okay. So they have this homeless day. They're bored. Should they hang out at the boardwalk? Should they go? I say stay at the boardwalk because you have 7 days at Old Key West, right? So even though as much as we love Old Key West, I mean, it's you don't want to spoil that.
That's the right answer. As an Old Key West homeowner and a lover of Old Key West, spend the extra time at the boardwalk. I was already thinking before Mike even said about the pool. Yeah, pack a day bag, go to the pool. There's restrooms in the pool area that you can go change it to your dry clothes. And then try to get that Beaches and Cream lunch reservation because I think that'd be really great for after swimming time.
Right. And I mean, there's a cool store there. You got the screen door place. I mean, just to drop in. They have little snacky things. They have little caramel apples. But I mean, you got the Boardwalk Bakery. You got the ice cream place. You got pizza by the slice. You have the stand that has all the fried stuff that we ate that one marathon weekend, like cakes and corn dogs and all the stuff you'll regret 30 minutes later. Margarita stand if you want to imbibe. I mean, the boardwalk is just a cool place to hang. I would definitely be there. But here's one of my suggestions before I throw it over to Ricky so we can wrap this up. When you make that jump from boardwalk to Old Key West, after you swim and change into your dry clothes, here's your transition. You take the bus to Disney Springs. And then you do Disney Springs for a little while with everybody, a little shopping, maybe a little snacking. Then you take the boat to Old Key West and roll in like a baller in the back door.
Mike, you took my answer.
That's how you do it. You don't come in that front door. You sneak in the back door on the boat. On the
It depends on if they're driving, if they have where their luggage is. But yes,
you're messing up my vibe.
Sorry, Mike.
Jam. Okay, no, you probably got all the logistics that blows us out of the water. But I'm just saying that'd be fun. Ricky, okay, you were with me on that.
Mike, you totally stole my answer. I was going to say, okay, after you're done at the boardwalk, which was a great idea to hang out there for a while, head on over to Disney Springs and enjoy some time there. I was going to say maybe eat somewhere like the Polite Pig or something like that.
Smell it right now. Oh.
Yes, or grab an Arista Crepes. They have that. The new ice cream place, Salt and Straw, is fantastic.
Good. I liked it. I didn't get the stuff you rub on your feet flavor. I just got the chocolate chip, but it was good.
Helpful. So I mean, you also have Everglazed Donut, which is fantastic too. I mean, yeah. So you have some great like snacky options if you want snacks. You can get a nice like lunch over there if you want that. I was thinking Deluxe Burger too. That's an option as well. Haven't been there in a while. Deluxe Burger.
I haven't either. And you can. That's one of the few places you can mobile order at Disney Springs.
You can mobile order at Disney Springs. So I'm gonna say maybe, just maybe, you head over to Disney Springs early in the afternoon and head over there for that. That was totally going to be my option, and you totally stole it. So I'm so mad about that.
Boat ride on the Sassagoula River is always the right answer.
Yeah, it is.
So awesome.
It's the best ride of Walt Disney World.
It is one of the best. I'm telling you, no kidding. That Living with the Land. It's always awesome.
I'm sad. I did not ride Living with the Land. I mean, I did get to see Living with the Land, but I did not ride it.
How did you see it but not ride it? You guys, I mean, usually it's a 15-minute wait. How do you not jump in that line? Are you a Disney fan?
I ate at Garden Grill.
Oh.
Hey!
I know, but how do you not ride it then?
Because it was over by the time our reservation. We had to walk into our reservation, and then the park was closed.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I often see the best attraction at Walt Disney World and can't do it either because it's not time yet. It's Be Our Guest instead of Impressions de France, and that always is.
There's that too. Yeah.
That's always mean. It's so mean.
And it sounds like we're ripping on our own podcast, and we're not. It's just the awful France movie that is not that's such a misuse of that theater when they put that thing in there. Yeah, I try to like it because I mean, namesake and all, but I mean, just give me the pipe organ and the old couple walking along the sea. It rips my heart out at the end. Like, what are they doing today? It's kind of like the guy at the end of Living with the Land. Like, what's he up to?
I want to know what that married couple, like, how many kids do they have? Like, how's their life going? Like, there's so many questions. We need a oh my god, like 40 years later. It is like 40 years later.
We need like a VH1.
We're almost at 40 years later. Yeah.
Like, where are they now? But like, you go into these obscure like people in all the movies from like all around the world showcase. Yeah. Like, where is the old couple from Impressions of France?
Maybe the bike rider is like some all-time champion now.
Are they wearing helmets? Are they not wearing jorts anymore? I mean, what's the story? That'd be fun. All right. Well, hey, that's going to wrap it up. So again, if you have a question, send that to Mike at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks to everybody who hung out with us and had the questions. We love answering those. And we'll do it again next Wednesday. So don't forget, today's show always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. You know all the details. We are standing by, all the agents over at the Magic for Less. We're going to help you plan a great Disney vacation, whether it's to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, or Adventures by Disney. And couple of news pieces here. We are booking that Be Our Guest podcast cruise July 3 to 7, 2023 on the Disney Wish. We're going to have a great time. So just drop by the Magic for Less, fill out a cruise form, and just put Be Our Guest podcast cruise. That'll come to me, and I can get you the details on that right away. And of course, the news everybody's been waiting for, June 8th is the day. It's go day for the 2023 tickets and packages. So if you're looking for that 2023 vacation, June 8th is the day. But have mercy on me. I can't get them all out in the first hour, but we'll get them out to you. I promise you. We'll take great care of you. And here's the good news. If you book a vacation package in the first month of release of those packages, better booking bonuses with the Magic for Less. That basically means bigger Disney gift cards. With yeah, I'm saying we love dishing out those bigger Disney gift cards. Actually, they're the same size, with just more money loaded on.
Yes,
so they spend better. Anyway, so just drop by themagicforless.com, and thanks to the Magic for Less for always sponsoring the Be Our Guest podcast. Also, please use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you to our patrons who support everything we do once a month. We appreciate that very much. And our patrons get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest every week, and our exclusive Patreon Discord channel. So if you want to get on that, come on over, patreon.com/Be Our Guest Podcast. Speaking of Patreon, real quick before we jump out of here, we do have a Patreon chat that goes all the time. Trisha's got a trivia game that goes on every day. Thanks to Trisha for hosting that. Just come on over to beourguestpodcast.com. There's a link there for the Discord channel. Hop in this week, hang out with us. And there's a special one for everybody that's going on the podcast cruise. So if you haven't gotten that link, let me know, and I will get that to you, because we have that chat room for the podcast cruisers to get to know each other before we cruise. All right, give Ricky a follow on social media at Ricky Nibs. Scott's at Epscott, EPSCOT. I'm at Be Our Guest Mike, Instagram and Twitter. We want to talk to you. And join us for the live call-in show this Sunday night, most likely happening. So stay tuned to social media for that. It'll be at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, Facebook, and YouTube. All right, we're going to be back again on Friday talking about Ricky's adventures at Disneyland and at Walt Disney World. And I want to have a quick discussion about Genie Plus now that Ricky brought that up. And I was going to talk about that anyway, but now we're really going to talk about it because I have questions and thoughts, and I want to have a panel discussion on that too. All right. So you guys have a great Wednesday. Keep grinding because summer is right around the corner here in the States. You stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. Is that me coming back? I keep hearing like a real quiet
I thought I heard something at one point too, but I don't know.
It's definitely not me because mine is 100% on silent.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know. All I know is that I did say that I was a lover of Old Key West. I'm like, my gosh, sometimes like it's hard to form sentences when you're live.
When I was cutting the grass,
Yes,
Cool Change came on when I was mowing the grass.
For a cool change. Oh man.
Oh no. My song, by the way, for Guardians was Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Oh, that's great.
I haven't heard many people get that one. That's a good one.
Brian has had it stuck in his head ever since we wrote it. Yeah.
It's September.
I need September.
I wanted Conga. I did not get that one.
See, I feel like I was robbed if I got Conga.
I would too.
I mean, I don't hate the song, but I think it's not my favorite.
There's one in Disneyland too. I feel like I get robbed. I think Elvis has a song. I'm trying to remember which one it is.
Oh, I can see that.
Oh, what, for Guardians out there?
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah.
Well, I don't understand for both of them. Why don't they have songs from the soundtrack?
Well, I agree with that. Yeah. The soundtrack.
I like the Hooked on a Feeling song that's on the soundtrack.
Yes.
Ooga chaka, ooga ooga.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a BJ Thomas song originally, and that's a cover by Blue Suede.
Oh yeah,
I like the BJ Thomas version slightly.
You're right. That is a cover. You're right. Now that I think about that. And isn't there a song called Southern Nights? I love that song. Because my dad's band.
Yeah.
Here's the funny thing, because my dad was in a band, like when I was a little kid, like he played like weddings and stuff before he was the DJ, because he was a drummer. And my dad's band played all the songs on Guardian's soundtrack because they were covers. And so, like,
that's so awesome.
My dad sang a lot of them because my dad would sing like Neil Diamond and sing Mac Davis. You know Mac Davis?
Oh, I know Mac Davis. Yeah, he's
like
Cool Night. He does that's an awesome yacht rock song.
Which one?
Cool Night. I think it's Mac Davis does Cool Night. It's gonna be a cool night.
Yeah.
I think. Hold on, I gotta see it now. That's like one of my favorite yacht rock songs.
The deposit for the cruise is 20% of the cruise fare.
I could be thinking it's Paul Davis. Paul Davis is Cool Night. Dang it! That's at least it's not on the show. You know.
We're not. Yeah, we're just like so. Mac Davis saying, "Oh Lord, it's hard to be humble when you're perfect."
Okay, I do know that.
He sang a lot. He actually wrote a lot of songs for Elvis. He was a songwriter. And let's see, Tammy. Yes, I don't think I got your. I've sent out all the quotes. So if you didn't, shoot me an email, mike@ourguestpodcast.com, and let me know how many people and like ages for kids, and I'll get you that quote tonight. I must have missed it.
And the deposit is 20%.
20%. 20%. All right, here we go. Do not play that right now, Smackdown Outdoors. Wait till the show's over. Then you can say that.
I mean, this is when Yacht Rock Radio comes back, is this weekend. Don't forget, this is the Memorial Day episode.
Oh, yeah, it is. This is
drums, please.
Isn't he the one that punched somebody in the
he did.
Oscars?
Yeah.
I'm not canceling him. He can still have this intro.
I mean, you've been doing it for like 13 years on this episode.
It's because he jacked somebody one night. I'm not holding that against him. Like I'm still hearing that. Is that somebody's headphones that's driving me crazy?
No, mine is silent.
It's not like I hate it because it's super quiet.
Are you sure it's not upstairs in your house?
It's not. It's coming through my headphones. It sounds like somebody's whispering to me.
I don't know.
Do you guys hear it?
No.
I don't hear it right now. Is it happening right now?
No.
There's like a lawnmower out here. Hopefully that's not being picked up, but
no, it's like me talking coming back, I think. It's gone. It's fine. You won't hear it in the podcast because I'll put the music on top of it, so you won't hear it. So it's fine. It's just that kind of stuff just drives me crazy. Okay, because I start feeling like I'm talking to myself. See, like every once in a while, I just feel like a little psst, psst, like somebody.
I think I heard it that time.
It's like somebody's trying to tell me a secret or something. Like, psst, psst, psst.
I might just do that during the episode just to be funny.
That's driving me nuts.
Like, what'd you say?
Oh my!
I don't know, man.
I don't hear anything.
Okay, good. It's Len. I'm just gonna ban him from Facebook. I'm calling.
There you go.
What's his name? Zuckerberg. That's it. I don't have YouTube open. No, don't have anything open. Okay, here we go. Yeah, the voices are starting to talk to me. They keep company. It's me and my voices and Riley. That's it. All right, here we go. 2093. Summer's here. Welcome to episode 2093 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you and happy summer 2022. That's right. We've made it to summer. It's the unofficial start to summer this weekend here in the States. It's Memorial Day weekend. And I know that we have a ton of teachers in our listening audience. So I know that not everybody is to their summer quite yet. Those crazy teachers on the East Coast, you guys tend to go to school until like August. But all the teachers in the South and the Midwest, welcome to summer. You made it. Yes. I know you didn't think you were going to make it about 3 weeks ago. You were at your wits' end. And those teachers who have not made it quite yet to the official end of school, you're so close right now. Just call it. I mean, you just got to go in and put in the time. So you are there. We've made it to summer. We're going to kick off summer by talking about Disneyland, Walt Disney World, Genie Plus. I mean, is that not what summer's all about? We're going to have a good time talking Disney today to kick things off. So joining me today, again, back from an amazing coast-to-coast trip. She's recovered by now. We have Ricky from the mouseforless.com. Ricky, happy Friday. Happy summer.
Happy summer. Happy Memorial Day weekend. So glad that it is finally here and I actually get to rest this weekend. So, hey, look at that. But I am excited to have a fantastic Memorial Day weekend. Like you said, it is the unofficial kickoff of summer. So I am ready to have a great weekend and just relaxing because after the marathon that I have just accomplished in the last week, I am so ready to relax a little bit.
You should just chill this weekend. I mean, you just did parks on both coasts, and I mean, a lot of people go places for marathon, for Memorial Day weekend. We're not going anywhere. We have a high school quarterfinal state game, which I'm going to tomorrow at the H at Francis Howell. So it's ironically enough a chance to go to the state quarterfinals. It's Francis Howell against Francis Howell Central.
Oh, there you go.
Two teams within our district are playing for a shot at the quarterfinals at state. So
nice. That'll be nice.
Baseball hotbed here in our corner of the state. So we'll see how that goes. But not much going on here. We'll grill some dogs or something. I mean,
I literally have no plans as of this moment. So it'll be very nice to just chill.
Yeah. Pull the top down on the Jeep, take the doors off, put the pegs in, and that's summer for me. Flip flops on, right?
Nice.
How you roll. Also, shout out to Len. It says that it's his birthday weekend out in Maryland. So happy birthday to Len. And Kathleen says they're not done. She's a teacher, not done until June 17th. Mercy. Do you guys go back at Halloween or something? What's going on with that? But yeah, you're almost there. You'll make it. All right. Also joining us, we have the man, the myth, the legend up in the mitten. He's hashtag Scotty G. Scott, happy Memorial Day. Happy summer. More golf for you.
More golf for me, yes. And happy Memorial Day weekend to the both of you and all the listeners. But Mike, here is a little Mike in the Midwest for you. So one of my favorite Memorial Day weekends was a spur of the moment trip that we took out to visit you a few years ago.
Saw the arch.
Yep. Well, no, that was over winter time, I think. We've been out there a few times, but you might have to help me here. So we went to this like crazy museum with like all these slides.
City Museum.
We went to the City Museum that Saturday of Memorial Day weekend. Remember, I went down one of those slides and it tore my shorts.
Yeah, I was going to say that did not go well for you. I can guarantee that because that is.
I tore like my shorts, just like it looks like I was attacked by a lion or a tiger of some sort. But then later that day, we went to a Mexican restaurant and had a tower margarita. That was a fun weekend.
Yeah, his name was Jose.
His name was. I remember I put a Disney Cruise Line cap on the top of him, and tried to give him some googly eyes. And
nice.
Jose.
Yeah, we did the best of St. Louis. We did the City Museum, which if you've never been, it's this like urban museum in downtown St. Louis. It's got a school bus that dangles off the top of like this 7-story building in downtown St. Louis. I mean, inside of Busch Stadium. Has a Ferris wheel, like an old repurposed.
Yeah, we rode the Ferris wheel together. You and me did. Yeah,
great pictures of that. All these slides and caves, and there's art classes.
Oh, the caves terrify me. I legit had a panic attack in those caves because I have a fear of tight, enclosed places.
Oh yeah,
I got in there and I about passed out because I completely had a panic attack. I was like, I got to get out.
I'm older than you, so you probably never did this, but there's another place in St. Louis called the Magic House in Kirkwood.
I've done the Magic House.
So back in the day, they probably took these out by the time you were around because you're 10 years younger than me, like Scott. But they had these things called the touch tunnels, which was exactly the same thing. It was a sensory thing. Like they were trying to teach you what it was like to be blind.
No,
they would put you in these tunnels. And they were totally dark and like.
That is my nightmare.
They would come. Oh my goodness! They had microphones. Like if you freaked out, they would come and pull you out.
No. That is my nightmare. Like my biggest fear is being in the dark and being enclosed. No, right. No.
Touch tunnels at the Magic House, and like they would take us there for vacation Bible school.
No.
I mean, it's like a near-death experience. You're like praying.
Yeah, no.
Somebody come get me on the touch tunnel. It was scary.
No.
So,
anyway,
that was a fun weekend, and I who knows? Maybe I'll show up to St. Louis this weekend. Maybe I'll surprise you.
Oh, bring it on! Let's go. Rosalitas is waiting.
But I'll never forget that you and I were just walking by, like I don't know, we were in like a concession area or whatever, and this girl just like ran by us and like went to this weird area, and like I don't know if you remember it. I was like, "Where is she going?" You're like, "I don't know." Then all of a sudden there was like a secret slide there. She just like jumped down into the slide, and rumor has it no one has seen her since.
There you go.
Because I don't think that slide went to
probably nowhere. No.
So it's a fun place. If you're in the area, I would highly recommend the City Museum. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was the basically it's the bad egg shoot from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, exactly.
Just it's gone. Yeah. If you're, I mean, it is a weird place. Like, I mean, it's crazy fun. But you can't describe it. Like somebody was asking me, they're coming to St. Louis. I was like, you just gotta look it up online. It's called the City Museum in St. Louis because you can't really describe it. It's just it's whacked. I mean, it's just like it's like this old warehouse building and just put all kinds of crazy stuff in it, slides and aquariums and restaurants. They have weddings in there. Yeah. It is crazy. So anyway, there's your that's brought to you by ExploreStLouis.com, as they say at the ball game and all the radio broadcasts. Oh, Tanja says it's fun. She's been there. She's from down Nashville. She's been there. I mean, but you can lose a kid like in 5 seconds in this place. I mean, I'm telling you what, maybe you have a kid, keep an eye on him because
it wasn't her that we saw go down that slide because she's back to report about it.
It wasn't. Yeah, we know where she is. So she's accounted for. Okay, so let's hop into the Disney talk. It's summer. I want to talk Disney. We are getting ready because it's almost June, which means we could say we're going to Disney next month. We're getting close. First of all, Ricky, you brought up something on Wednesday that I wanted to talk about, and it's Genie.
Right. Yes.
Now, you said Genie Plus is better at Disneyland, and I'm hearing this from a lot of people. Mm-hmm. Now, we also got the news. We talked about this on the Sunday Night Live call-in show, which you got to hear on the feed yesterday if you downloaded that and listened, which I hope you did, that June 8th is the last time we can add Genie Plus to Walt Disney World packages so that you don't have to buy it day by day by day. So that is just a little heads up that if you have a 2022 package, that's your room and tickets, and if you want to add Genie Plus, so you don't have to mess with the hassle of buying it each day of your vacation, you can do that, but it runs out on June 8th. So if you want to do that and I've booked your trip, just give me an email. We'll take care of that for you. But that runs out here soon. But I wanted to have this conversation a little bit more in depth. You mentioned that Genie Plus functions better at Disneyland than Walt Disney World, which I could see because of just the logistics of 2 parks versus 4.
Right.
Things closer together, not as huge of a destination. Walt Disney World's a lot bigger and it's on a grander scale. But why did you feel that? Because you brought it up. You really wanted to mention that. So give us a little bit, flesh that out a little bit more for us.
So I will say the thing that I still wish that you could do with Genie Plus and individual Lightning Lane, because we ran into this issue, is it's something that I still wish that they could do with the whole process. So at Walt Disney World and Disneyland before, when you had Fast Pass, you were able to select a time and choose the time that you wanted to ride an attraction. So if you had something coming up or whatever, you could strategically create your Fast Pass or your schedule there. With this, unfortunately, you don't have the ability to choose a time like based off of a list of times. You only have one time available to choose from, and if the time kind of ticks down, you get the next available time, not the time necessarily that you started with. So that is just a little bit, and I think it goes a little bit faster at Walt Disney World, and I think that sometimes it gets a little jumbled at Walt Disney World. At Disneyland, I feel like it at least goes by a time, like 5-minute increments or whatever. So that is the only downfall of both individual Lightning Lane and Genie Plus, is that you really can't choose a time. You just have to go based off of what time is available. So you have to be strategic and decide, okay, I want to ride Big Thunder Mountain now because, or, in 20 minutes or whatever, because that's the next time that's available. for riding something. Or, you know, we'd go through and we'd see, oh, okay, well, Hyperspace Mountain is going to be up in a couple hours, so let's make a Genie Plus reservation for that. So that part was nice to be able to do that. It worked out really well. I feel like the process was really smooth, all things considered, overall, once we actually made our Genie Plus reservations. But everything went really well with it. Individual lightning lanes as well, the same issue, kind of like you didn't get to choose a time. So we just kind of watched the time because we wanted to get it. We got to the park early in the morning. So we were trying to get like a 9:00 reservation because we'd had a reservation for Guardians of the Galaxy at like 8:30. So we were trying to like time it up. So we had to make sure we were strategic about it. But once we did it, I feel like a lot of people say that you are beholden to, you know, Disney Genie Plus, My Disney Experience when you're in Walt Disney World. And I didn't feel like it was necessarily that case here at Disneyland. I felt like I said, there was more flexibility. There was more times available for guests to be able to make reservations. I felt like everything went so much smoother. And the process was that much easier. And I'm not entirely sure like why it's so different between the two. I don't know if it is because there aren't as many attractions to be able to make, you know, Genie Plus reservations, or if it is because the times kind of jump, or maybe it's a combination of everything. But I really think that one thing that would really help overall is if you could be able to choose the time that you're looking for. I think that's a simple fix, and it really surprises me that they have not done that both at, you know, Walt Disney World and Disneyland. I will also say, like I said before, though, the nice bonus about Genie Plus at Disneyland, though, is you do get PhotoPass included, which is so huge to me. I mean, you know, I think that's a incredible bonus. So it's about $5 more at Disneyland. I believe it's $20
a day
versus 15. But that $5 to get PhotoPass for all, you know, all you want, it's totally worth it. So again, I wish they would do something like that at Walt Disney World. It would totally be worth the extra $5 for me to be able to consider doing that. But you know, again, it would just be nice if that was something that they offered at you know, Walt Disney World versus Disneyland. But like I said, I feel like the process overall is just so much smoother at Disneyland versus Walt Disney World with Disney Genie and individual lightning lanes.
So I'm wondering too, like, well, I'm going to save it for a second because I'm going to ask Scott this question because I was going to ask him this Sunday night and we never got to it. So let's just, okay, Disney wants to make money on this premium upsell, right? And we can, I mean, that's what businesses do. They want to upsell things. So let's say we're giving Disney this, you're going to get $15 a person a day for this Fast Pass replacement, this Genie Plus, whatever we're going to call it. But Disney comes to you and asks for suggestions. How do you fix this? Like we're not, Disney says, you know, we know that the feedback hasn't been great with this so far. We've given it 6 months. You know, tepid, you know, social media, everybody's kind of burning out on it. How do you fix this? We still got to pay for it. We're going to pay $15 a person a day. But what do you do? What are a couple tweaks you make to the system to make this better for guests?
So I can't increase the price is what you're saying?
Well, I mean,
I think that would be a solution, though. I hate to say it, but if they charge $30 a day, then like not everyone's going to do it every single day of their trip. And then I think that makes the experience better for those willing to pay more at $30 a day. That's what I think, because I think it's just a high demand, and then you throw in everyone wanting to do it, and then it just waters down the service because everyone's doing it, and all I can get is, you know, Finding Nemo.
Right.
With my $15 that I paid. So I'm getting a Fast Pass for Finding Nemo, and then I'm getting a Fast Pass for Journey of the Imagination, and that's all I could do for the whole day.
Exactly. And I think that's a huge problem, is that they only promise at Walt Disney World that you get 2 to 3 attractions. At Disneyland, I mean, there wasn't a, like, you only get a certain number of attractions, but, you know, like a number. But I mean, I want to say we definitely did at least 4 or 5, you know, each day, you know, of Genie Plus. So even with that, it's still more of a better value because you get more attractions, and they're not just, you know, Finding Nemo. You know, you actually get good attractions like, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy or whatever. So yeah.
But Mike, like what you were saying though, if the price stays the same, right? Like that would be like what I would want to do. But like I don't want to charge more money for us, I mean, we just want to spend, as little as possible. But I think Ricky made a good point that choosing the time would just be such a huge benefit. If you log in right at 7 or whatever when it becomes available, and you can have the option to pick a time for an attraction, I think you'll at least get one attraction that works really well for a time for you in that day.
Like until that time slot fills up, and then that time slot just disappears, right?
Yes, exactly. So I think that would be a good option, but
that's a good idea. Okay, let me ask you that. Okay, so we had a guest on Monday. You guys might not have heard the show. Obviously, you guys have been busy, but we talked to her. She used Genie Plus. She was down there with her husband and her son. Her son was just a young kid, first trip to Walt Disney World, and just really, really wanted to ride Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. So she had Genie Plus all the days. And we had this debate during the show that one day she was cool with using Genie Plus to reserve Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, even though it wasn't going to happen until like 4:00 in the evening. Right. So she was basically sacrificing most of the day so that she didn't have to wait for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train because it was so important to her son. Or other days she was willing to get something early in the day and roll with it every 2 hours, like, or with, using it even more often than that, just going with the next available attraction. So it's one of those things where it was kind of a quantity over quality thing. So do you see yourself doing that, Ricky, sometimes? I mean, is it where you're going to, like, if something is very special to you and it's a Genie Plus selection, you're willing to book it, first thing in the morning for 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening and just not get anything else that day, except for maybe a couple leftovers later on in the evening?
It's tough because I think if it is a vacation that, you don't get to go obviously as often as we do, then I might consider that option. But again, here's the problem. Was it only at 4 o'clock because that's what time was available? Or, and then if somebody logged in later, they had like a 2 o'clock availability. Like, that's the thing. There's no way to know what time they actually, if there was availability before, they just give you a time. They don't allow you to choose any time. So they really didn't have an option. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just had to go with what they had. So I guess, yes, I would have gone with it, but I would have been a little unhappy with it because I didn't even get the chance to see if they had another option for me.
But one thing we're forgetting here too, Mike, and I don't know if she mentioned this, but you can still wait in the line. Like, just go there early and like, would it be worth to wait in line, say 150 minutes? Would it be worth to wait in line 2.5 hours and still get a different attraction while you're in that line?
True.
Do the attraction earlier in the day, and then you have the rest of the evening, afternoon open.
To be able to do whatever.
That could be a possibility too, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good point. I mean, it's not a perfect system, and I mean, I know people are not super happy with it. And I just hope Disney, I think they're listening to it, and I hope they're looking to improve it.
Yeah. I'm
excited to use it at Disneyland, and I think too what it is. Again, you've used it. I haven't. Scott hasn't at Disneyland yet, but we're going to use this, hard for 5 days. Is that I think, there's two factors out there that are going to make this better. Well, obviously, besides the photo pass, which is awesome, but I think it's density of attractions. Like, you have a density of attractions at Disneyland that you don't have at World because everything's more spread out. And you also have just less stress on the system than World. Mm-hmm. World is just so massive that I think that those two factors they're just going to lend itself to a better experience.
But I feel like Disneyland is more compact. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's more options to choose from. But at DCA, I mean, I feel like that has the same number of attractions that all the other, Disney World, parks. So, and again, it seemed to work better, at Disneyland. Or at DCA.
I'd argue there's as many attractions to do at Disneyland that there is at Walt Disney World, but less people because there's only those two parks. So I think you're getting a better percentage of availability just based on the number of attractions. Like, the ratio works out better at Disneyland for people versus attractions.
And here's just one final kind of hypothesis I have, kind of thinking about this whole thing since Sunday night when we talked about it. Like, I can't let things go. I just keep thinking about them. Is that, Disneyland is more of a locals destination, and I tour Walt Disney World, I think a lot of times like a local. When I'm at World, like, I've never bought Genie Plus because I'm fine to hop in there and grab a soft pretzel, ride the People Mover, ride the Carousel of Progress, watch a show and grab an ice cream, and I'm golden. Like, I didn't need to go on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train or Splash Mountain. I'll catch Big Thunder if it's a 30-minute wait or something. Pirates if it's 25, I'll hop in there. Tiki Birds, see them. That is a good day for me at the Magic Kingdom without a Genie Plus at all. And I think out of Disneyland, for people that are locals, they're probably less, even though there's, a lot of people there sometimes, I think it's less likely that the locals are going to buy Genie Plus every time they go into the park. And you're going to have less people like me that are like, oh my God, I'm going for the first time. I got to have it every day of my ticket and I got to get every event. Scott, do you feel that way? I mean, I think there's some of that out of Disneyland too.
Oh yeah, there completely is, Mike. Just from my experiences being out there, you see so many locals and you can spot them too, because they're just sitting on a bench for hours. You walk by the same spot like over a period of 4 hours and they're still there reading a book or whatever. And that's why I love that vibe of being in Southern California. But and that kind of goes to the ratio thing I was just talking about too. I think the ratio is so much wider and larger at Disneyland because not every guest is doing it. Maybe I would love to know. I wish this could be a good percentage game that we could have played last Friday.
How many people get it at Disneyland?
Is it 20%? I don't know. But I think that just opens up all that availability. So I think you're spot on there, Mike.
We'll see. All right. So
we'll find out. We're going to be there one of the busiest weeks of the year, too, for Disneyland.
Yeah.
So I'm curious how that's going to work out.
But we are, how patriotic. Main Street, USA, Disneyland on the 4th of July. Oh, I can't believe it. This is going to be great. Okay, Ricky, so give us some highlights from your Disneyland trip. So what is still standing out in your mind a week later? You were there where Walt walked. I'm so jealous, but I get to go. Oh, get me pumped up.
Well, the first is I almost missed my flight. So
give me the good stuff.
Yeah, let's just say I have never run so fast in my life in the airport in Denver to make my connecting flight.
Ooh, I'm connecting through Denver too, by the way.
I had a delay from Atlanta to Denver. It was a half an hour delay. I originally had a 50-minute wait, and it got shrunk down to, by the time I landed, I had 10 minutes to run off the plane.
Why are you telling me this? Now you're just fueling nightmares because I'm connecting through Denver and I have a tight connection. Why did you say the dumbest? Now I'm gonna have a nightmare.
The people want to know though, were you listening to like that Home Alone airport?
Oh my God, it felt like it. Like I seriously, when I tell you I sprinted, I have never run that fast in my life. I almost threw up because I was running so hard. Like I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. It was
instead of Rudolph, it was like run, Ricky. She wants to make to Southern California.
See, here's the thing. Like I can't sprint. I'm an endurance guy. Like if it's a 13-mile like distance between the gates, I'm golden. But if it's like a sprint, I'm screwed. I'm not gonna.
I had to sprint. But I made my flight. They were literally announcing my name on the intercom. I could hear it.
Heart attack.
I made it with 2 minutes to spare to my flight before they locked the doors. So you're welcome. Anyway, so a couple of things to kind of talk about. The first things first is I tried Mickey beignets for the very first time, and let me tell you, they are so fantastic. I see all the hype about Mickey beignets. They are so delicious. I love them. You got to shake them in the powdered sugar and make it all like gooey and delicious. Oh my goodness. Yes, Mickey beignets are where it's at. I will say.
Every time I'm in French Quarter, I get the hot ones.
I was gonna ask, have you had a Mickey beignet at French Quarter either?
No, I have not.
This is like really.
This was my first Mickey beignet ever. So I gotta get.
I've probably had 30 from French Quarter in my life.
Oh my gosh, I know. I gotta get over there. So I mean, obviously, I did a lot of eating, so I feel like that's a big part of what I did. It's always a big part of what I did. We also went to Hungry Bear. Got to try the famous, it's the fried green tomato sandwich, which they have. When I tell you it is a huge sandwich, it is a huge sandwich. Definitely you could share it if you're not that hungry. And if you get the funnel cake that I got, which was the funnel cake with the cookies, it's like a cookies and cream funnel cake with Teddy Grahams on top. Oh my gosh. Yes, it's so good. I split that among 4 people. So delicious.
Stop for just 1 second. If you are running today while you're listening to today's podcast, I sincerely apologize because I listen to podcasts when I'm on the treadmill and I would be just cursing the show right now. So I sincerely apologize on behalf of Ricky.
So in regards to Hungry Bear though, real quick. So Mike, with the return of Fantasmic, Hungry Bear used to be an option for the Fantasmic dining package. It's called like a to-go meal, basically, where you book it up. They have it like in a box for you, like a runner's box kind of. And I do have that temporarily booked for us at the moment.
Nice.
I'm hoping Blue Bayou opens up.
That'd be good.
That's our backfall. We have
we got Ricky. We got breaking news. Pirates reopens on June 30th.
That's awesome. I'm so excited for you. I missed it, but I saw it recently, so you're gonna love it. You're gonna have such a good time. I was able to get the Main Street Electrical Parade dress that I was looking for. They did not have the popcorn bucket. They did not have the sipper, but I was able to get that dress. They only had a few of them left. They were in a very tiny size, but I thank God for, extra give. I was able to fit my butt into it.
You were eating all the funnel cakes.
I know.
Be careful.
I gotta be careful. But it is an adorable dress. I love it. So I did manage to get that. And I also got to get
like a fanny pack or something too, because I thought you were rocking one at the Land in one of the pictures I saw. It said Main Street Electrical Parade or something.
No, that was a sash.
A sash.
Did they not make a shirt? Like there should be like a button up for guys too.
You know what? There should be. There's not. I didn't.
It's probably in a shipping container off South.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, exactly.
Is that they're actually all at my house? I got the mafia in on that one.
There you go. I got to see the Main Street Electrical Parade again, which is so good to see again. It was so fantastic. It made me so happy to see it just roll right past. It's just, and I got to see the new floats that they have, or a new float they have at the end. And it's really cute. They have characters from like a lot of recent Disney movies. And they're all in like It's a Small World design. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. They have Raya. They of course have, the characters from Encanto. So they have Mirabelle, and they have like Tiana. They have so many great characters as part of the little end finale. I think they did a really, really, really good job with the whole like update of the Main Street Electrical Parade. And I know, Mike, hopefully it will return back to, Walt Disney World at some point.
Yeah, I mean, that's when it'll feel like we're back. Like bring it at nighttime parade, even if it was paint the night or anything, bring back a nighttime
parade. They could totally repaint the night. Yeah, they should. It's not being used right now. I haven't seen it either. So
they still play Baroque Hoedown, right? I mean, tell me they played that song. That song that was our Wedgwood TV theme song back when I used to teach 6th grade at Wedgwood Elementary School every day. Like when we broke into that, because we had broadcasted to every classroom, and we had a huge school. We had like 700 students. So my buddy Dave and I would do the news, sports, and weather from the library. We'd leave our kids like unsupervised. This is terrible. Like this is how good my class was, though. They never ever got in trouble. I would leave my kids like, I'm going down to do the news. Everybody do your morning work. Nobody do anything stupid. And I'd be like, I can see you through the TV. They didn't believe me, but nobody ever broke the rules. It was great. So we do the news, but here's how we would kick it off. Cause like the teachers were told, when you come into school every morning and you're getting your morning work ready, just turn your TV on to channel 3. And what happens was we had a breaker box that they would send out a closed circuit signal to the whole school. And so the signal was that we were on the air, was our song was the beginning of the Baroque Hoedown. Nice. To this day, there are kids in St. Louis that when they hear the Baroque Hoedown, they stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Because we always did the Pledge of Allegiance right after the Baroque Hoedown. They think that's like the most patriotic thing. To me, I hear it, I'm just like,
yep, there you go.
It's great. I hear it. Okay, so go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so another heads up. They will cancel the fireworks like that. They were scheduled. They were totally scheduled to go off, and they canceled them right there. Like, I mean, no warning. It was just like, and we're not doing the fireworks tonight. So they did the projection show, but they didn't do the fireworks. So just a heads up for you guys. Hopefully, like, you don't have that problem. Like, especially like on like the 4th of July or something like that. Hopefully they would go off that night. But just know that they do cancel at a whim. So, yeah.
Okay, that's the second thing you've given me a nightmare about.
I'm sorry giving you nightmares. I'm sorry.
Keep them coming. Just keep them coming.
Sorry.
Keep going.
I stayed at the Disneyland Hotel, which was so fantastic. I stayed with Jeanette, and it's a great hotel. It's super easy to get from the Disneyland Hotel to the main parks. It's a good walk. You walk right through downtown Disney, and the actual like the rooms are really nice. They're quite large. They have the headboard that you push the button and it plays the music and it shows the fireworks and it's just so happy. And the beds are comfortable. There's tons of room. They have 2 bathrooms. So there's the one that has the toilet and the shower, and then there's the other with the sink, which is a really nice thing when you're trying to get ready in the morning. The Disneyland Hotel has the famous monorail pool, which is really, really fun. And they also have, of course, Trader Sam's. Did not go to Trader Sam's, but did hang out at Tangaroa Terrace. Some friends had some drinks. And it's a great, they have a really cool little area that's got a fire pit area, or like a fireplace. That was really cool. It's a really, really great hotel to stay at. I absolutely loved staying there. And would highly recommend it if you're looking to stay at the Disneyland, resort for sure. It was really good, really good.
7 nights, baby. 7 nights. That's my house.
That's good. That's good.
And when they cancel fireworks, Mike, you always just go back to the room and watch.
I'll just be like, you can't cancel my headboard.
That's right.
They cannot.
Headboard. Yeah. There you go. Had a really nice meal at Naples. Which is the also owned by the same people who own Via Napoli. Had a really, really great time there. Got some meatballs and some calamari and some bread and everything like that. May have had a drink. That was fun. And then the next day we got to spend some time in Avengers Campus. Avengers Campus. I mean, when I tell you there are characters everywhere, I mean there are characters everywhere. You like trip over characters in Avengers Campus. So if you are a Marvel fan and you're looking for Doctor Strange, Wanda, Captain Marvel, Ant-Man, Thor, Loki, whatever. If you're looking
I'm looking for that raccoon from Cosmic Rewind.
You're not going to see the raccoon.
Man, that's the only character I know from Marvel.
I know. But you're going to be able to see them. They are everywhere. Again, it's Disneyland, so the characters don't have like set up meet and greet areas. They kind of wander. So if you do have characters that you want to meet, you kind of have to be in the area and they will call you over, but they don't stay in one area for long. So they will meander. So it's not a regular meet and greet. But it's still kind of cool. Got to eat at Lamplight Lounge, which is so good. So the thing that Lamplight Lounge is famous for is their Lobster Nachos. Everybody talks about these. So when I had the opportunity to dine at Lamplight, I was like, yes, let's do this. So, oh my goodness, these lobster nachos are huge. They are on the appetizer menu, definitely shareable for at least 2-3 people. And they are so good. Oh my gosh, they are delicious. Single serving for you too.
So I will say, I love that you can get an ADR there now. You used to not be able to, and when I kid you not, the line would be like Rise of Resistance long.
Yes,
to be able to.
Seriously?
Yeah, this is just a staple of California Adventure, are those lobster nachos. So people just wait all day to get seated there. But now you can get an ADR.
Now you can get an ADR. That part's nice. I will also say we did have breakfast at the PIM. Oh my goodness, what is it called? The PIM
Kitchen.
That's the one. Yeah.
Look at that. My research.
There you go. Yeah, the PIM Kitchen is really cool. The stuff that they have all over. They have like a pretzel machine that makes pretzels bigger and makes pretzels smaller. That's really neat. They have giant like soda cans up top that like literally go into. I'm sorry, Mike. They have the freestyle machine. Sorry. I will say we had breakfast. Breakfast wasn't my favorite. I think that I got the French toast, and it was a little like, I don't know. It was just a little dry and hard, and I wasn't a big fan of the breakfast there, so I might skip that if you're looking for that. But I did.
We're just gonna get chilaquiles for breakfast.
Yeah, there you go. You're right.
Chilaquiles all around 7 days.
But I did go and I tried the chili con queso at Carsland, which is so good. It's in the bread. It's in the bread cone.
Oh yeah, it's like a sandwich basically.
Yeah, right? Exactly. It's so good. Oh my gosh, it's a little spicy. I will admit.
Bring it. I can be a little spicy on vacation, so it's good.
I think that things are a little spicier on the West Coast than they are at Disneyland. Yeah. So just a heads up on that. It's definitely a little spicy, But I got to ride the train. Oh my gosh, I got to ride the Disneyland train. Yes.
I'm not kidding. So I saw a commercial. So somebody the other day, so D23 had an event in Marceline like last week. Okay. So somebody I follow on Twitter was showing pictures, they did great stuff there. But he also posted this Visa commercial. Nobody was home, thank God. He posted this Visa commercial, and it was like an extended commercial on YouTube. It was like 3 minutes long, that they filmed about a small business that's based out of Marceline and how Visa's helped, the business. It's like a barbershop. It's a beauty shop. It's like a woman that runs like a salon. But the thing is, they brought all these people from Marceline to Disneyland, and she was getting off the train. And I'm like, God, when I ride it's been so long since I've been able to ride the train. Period.
I know. It was amazing to ride the train.
When I ride the train at Disneyland, dude, I'm gonna be crying.
Yes.
I'm gonna be like, they're gonna be like, look at that guy, man. There's something wrong with him. But I'm gonna have a moment. Like when I'm on the train at Disneyland. Like,
yes. And I got to ride It's a Small World again, which was so much fun to be able to do the original again, because I didn't get to do it in November. I was so happy. I also did, of course, you had to do Mr. Toad. So I did that. Did Alice in Wonderland. You got to do like the classics. So
did you ride the Casey's Jr. in the
No, I've done that before though, so I skipped that this time. Yeah.
That's my goal. I got to ride in the cage on Casey's Jr.
Yeah, no,
we're gonna do everything 3 times. Like,
exactly. Yeah. And I got to see World of Color, which is, World of Color is so good. So good. It's what Harmonious should be. But it's really, really good. I've seen it before, but it's been a long time since I've seen it. It's been at least over 10 years. And it was just so good to get to see World of Color. And it's just such a fantastic show. It's just so emotional and good, and it's so good. I love World of Color. So
you know Mike World of Color story. So back when we used to have Magical Mouse Radio, we played the World of Color soundtrack on the station.
Yes.
And when the Simba part would come on, like where Mufasa dies.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes.
It would choke me up on the radio station every time that dang track played. I'm like,
yes.
I'm at school. I can't.
I know. I can't cry.
And I haven't even seen the show.
I know.
So, there you go.
All right. So are you ready for my tip for the corn dogs? You ready?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about it. We almost forgot the corn dog.
I would never have forgotten my corn dog story.
Hang on. Your summer is getting ready to start because we're having a corn dog tip. This is the official tip of the summer of 22. Go ahead, Ricky.
That's right. Okay. So everybody knows that it's the red car trolley, right, Scott? That's the actual name of it, or something like that.
Yeah, the one that's like right by the plaza.
Yeah, the red car wagon, red wagon, that one. Okay, it's right there by the plaza. It is known for having the most amazing corn dogs ever. So I was like, okay, challenge accepted. But I will say the line for the corn dogs is always ridiculously long, of course, because it's well known for having delicious corn dogs. Did you know that you can mobile order the corn dogs? I didn't, and we found out, actually Ben found out that you can mobile order the corn dogs, and so we were like, okay, well, we're mobile ordering a corn dog. So we totally did it. Corn dogs in Disneyland are where it's at. Let me tell you, people, it has ruined corn dogs for me because that is the best corn dog I've ever had in my entire life. It is juicy on the inside, but crispy. It's covered in good gooey batter.
Stop! You're killing me.
Oh my gosh! And it's got a thick batter to it too. Like it's not like no wimpy little corn dog, no wimpy batter. Like this is like a good quality corn dog. I'm telling you, this is the best corn dog I've ever had. And I am sad I do not get to have this corn dog all the time because, granted, I'd be huge if I ate them all the time because I would legit just eat corn dogs all the time. But so good. So yes, you can mobile order the corn dogs. And I 100% suggest you do that. So I swear I didn't just eat during this trip. I did a lot of other fun things. I'm going to tell you, I had the best time in Disneyland. It was so good hanging out with my friends. I got to meet Nancy for the first time ever, by the way.
She's a hoot and a half. I've ridden buses with her to racing. Hang out with her.
Fun. Yeah. I got to hung out a lot of the time with Nancy. and Julie Dobrin and Ben, and we just had the best time, the four of us together. So it was such a great trip. Honestly, cannot talk enough about how much fun I had during this trip to Disneyland, because we just laughed and had a good time riding rides and just relaxing and having just a good time and learning a lot about the Disneyland Resort too, because that was the whole purpose of going, was to really learn more about the Disneyland Resort, which, like I said before, you were asking what I really wanted to be able to do on the Disneyland trip, and I kind of half jokingly said, just kind of the fact that I know more about Disneyland after having just been there, like, that really was a help. Like, just not having the pressure of, okay, I got to go do this ride and this ride and this ride, and, get all this stuff done. Because I was just there, I really did have the opportunity to relax and have a good time and grab a corn dog or grab Mickey beignets and just, grab a drink or whatever. It really did help to take some of that pressure off, which allowed me to have, honestly, the best time in Disneyland. So I had this huge smile on my face. I don't know if you guys can tell, but like, if you're listening, but I had such a good time at the Disneyland Resort this time. So much fun.
And besides for the 7 nightmares you've given me about all these things that could happen, like, I am so pumped up now because, it's tangible. Like, Pam's at school now. We can start really focusing on getting out there. So Ricky, thank you. I mean, you had me so excited for this, and I'm glad you had a great time. Let me wrap this up because we're out of time, but I want to ask Scott, after we've kind of sat back here, both of us have been, I mean, you're going to see both of us just smiling because, like, we have it in front of us. Like, we're getting ready to go for 7 days.
Yeah.
So I know it changes every day, Scott, but now, what are you looking forward to the most? Like, right now, as you're sitting there, like, what are you like, oh, I can't wait to do this? Like, what's in your mind?
I'm looking forward to having a corn dog.
Yeah, you should be.
I mean, so it's funny, a lot of what Ricky hit on here, and, she jokingly said this, but it's probably true. Like, eating was probably a lot of what she did, because eating at Disneyland, there's like, I don't know what it is, Mike, but there's something so great about it.
There were so many things I wanted to try. I was just like, I gotta get it all.
And it's not that Walt Disney World doesn't have like unique offerings. They do, but since the three of us, we go to Walt Disney World a lot. Like, it's just like, yeah, I've had that a bunch of times, whatever. Mm-hmm. But the fact that you don't go to Disneyland multiple times a year, like once every couple of years or whatever, it's so much more exciting to try these unique offerings, and they are very unique out there. I mean, yeah, they have the corn dogs, they have the churros, which both coasts have, but there's something about having it at Disneyland that is so much better. And I'm just ready to snack my way around. I've been losing some weight, but unfortunately, I'm going to get it all back.
I can't eat from now and for the whole month of June. I cannot put a piece of food in my mouth because it's going to be bad.
By the way, I would like to share, Audie brought it up to me about the fact that I had not packed anything, and she wanted to see it firsthand. She wanted me to see me put food in my purse, and I did. They have little mini donuts at Lamplight, and yeah, those definitely came home with me in the little box. So I brought home little mini donuts from Lamplight. So yes,
you see that's reasonable though. Those sound like a reasonable person.
It wasn't a no way Jose.
No. Like chili cognacs or whatever they're called. I
didn't put the chili con queso in my bag. I figured that might be a little messy. I didn't have like a Ziploc bag to put that in, but the donuts, they came home with me.
All right. Well, I'm excited here on how I'm going to survive the next 4.5 weeks.
I have a feeling we're going to do a lot more of these episodes up to the.
I think so. I know, I'm sorry, but it's going to be. I promise you, we're going to be a world, and we're going to be excited. We're going to get it all balanced here. We're going to talk cruise line too here soon. So, Ricky, thanks again, and we'll have to talk about next week a little your thoughts on the Cosmic Rewind, because you got
I did get to do that. Yeah,
we're out of time. So,
sorry.
All right, we're going to get out of here and let you get on with your Memorial Day weekend. Get out to the pool, get that grill fired up. You know how it goes. I mean, we're supposed to have really good weather this weekend here in St. Louis. Like, it's supposed to be in the 90s and sunny. So for once, it actually matches what it's supposed to be. But I know where you're listening, it's probably going to be cold, rainy. That's how it always goes in these weekends. You plan for the, going to the pool and all that good stuff. And then, Mother Nature doesn't cooperate, but hopefully it will for you. And just hopefully take us along. We love, keeping you company as you go out and about here this summer. But don't forget, as always, the Magic for Less is bringing you this podcast as it does every one of our shows. We're booking the Be Our Guest podcast cruise. We'd love to have you sail with us July 3rd to the 7th, 2023 on the wonderful Disney Wish. If you'd like to cruise with us or just get some information, just swing by the magicforless.com, fill out that quote form. Just put the Be Our Guest podcast cruise and it'll come to me and I'll get you those numbers right away. Also, 2023 tickets and packages come available on June 8th. So if you want to travel in 2023, June 8th is go day, and we'll take care of you. So just swing by themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. That really does help us out. And thank you sincerely to our patrons who make all this podcasting possible. You can get Mike in the Midwest and access to our private Discord server for our patrons. Just check it all out over at patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Give us a follow on the social media. I'm at BeOurGuestMike on Instagram and Twitter. You can follow Ricky at Ricky Nibs. You can follow Scott at EpScott. And join us this Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central on Facebook and YouTube. We're planning on doing the show. If something comes up, we'll let you know, but plan to be there, and we'll have a good time taking your calls. All right, let's slide into the weekend and slide into summer and have a good one. So for Ricky and Scott, I'm Mike, wishing you a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and happy summer 2022. Good stuff. That was a fun one.
Good. I know. I was trying to get it all like in, and I'm like, I gotta get it in. Like, there's so much.
I so want a corn dog right now.
I ate so much food. It was so good. I'm not joking though. I had the best time hanging out with those three. Like, seriously. And then, we added a few people in along the way too, but hanging out with those three was just the best time. So
was the mobile order for the corn dog for the red trolley? Because there's another spot where they sell them, and there's like a hot debate: is it the red truck? Which one is the better one? I think I like the other one better, but the red truck is like the infamous place.
It was definitely the truck.
Okay.
The truck is where we got it from Main Street on Main Street
And like you said, that is that's longer than the line for nachos.
It's so long. And I was like, do people not know that there was a huge line? And I was like, do people not know that there's mobile order for this? Because you totally can do it. And we did. We mobile ordered. We walked right up to it. They gave us our corn dog and we walked back. So yeah. Yeah,
what a hack! That's great.
And then everybody else was waiting in line forever, and I'm like, you guys know there's
that is the side hustle, because then I would just start charging people.
Sell for $5 more. I'd totally just buy it to save my time. I'd be like, I'll buy that for you for an extra $5.
Oh my god!
Did you get any corn?
No.
Have you ever had Disneyland corn?
No, I didn't get any corn. Okay. No corn.
Dude, I'm all in on corn because I had corn at the Food and Wine Festival. Now I had
that corn is fantastic, by the way. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
Yes. But yeah, no, I really did. I had the best trip. I mean, seriously, the best trip. So yeah, it was so good. It was so good. So yeah.
I cannot wait. I'm trying to find summertime. All right, well, I'll cut you guys loose, and
I will see you guys later.
All right.
I'm heading to Culver's. All right.
All right.
See you all. See you, buddy.
Bye.